Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a live message for COTA, COTA, or in this case, COTA Mainstream. Um, for the head of the company there, I've been using this service since at least 1995. Um, Over the years, I've had very little trouble with the service. That is, until today. The last major problem I had with Mainstream before this was the sexual assault allegations that happened to me in New Year's Eve of 2007 into 2008. Well, that all changed today on December 9th of 2023. I get up early in the morning to go to get my booster for COTA, through COTA. I get out there, I get strapped in my chair, the bus comes, and I get on and I pay them what money I had, which was over $3 and maybe $35 to $40 in change. 35, wait a minute. Blah, 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 blah. I get on to pay the fare of $3.50. I thought I had $3.50. I gave the guy my change. And the guy said I didn't have enough, and they told me to get off the bus. And I was supposed to go to CVS Pharmacy in Reynoldsburg off of Rose Hill Road this afternoon. And I get over there by sheer luck by my brother. But before I get kicked off the bus, I consider getting kicked off because I didn't have the full amount, the guy says. And my brother was somewhere in the house. I think he was hanging a mirror in my basement. So, just been one of those days. And this is the kind of day I want to forget about, really. Because I had set this up days ago to go and get my booster shot. Because my doctor wants me to stay on top of my boosters because COVID-19 is still very prevalent. So I set up the appointment and I wait out there as it's drizzling and kind of wet and nasty. I go to get on the bus and I keep my fare in what looks like a little mint box, one of those Golden Girls mint boxes. And I thought I had $3.50, but apparently I didn't. And they said, well, we can't take you. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, we can't take you. We have to cancel the ride. And I called my brother. He was somewhere in the house. He was down in my basement in his bathroom hanging a mirror. And I said, you'll have to take me to CVS real quick. I said, I'm just going to get my shot and maybe pick up some deodorant and whatnot. Maybe when I get home, I'll order me some lunch. So I had to get money out for the Christmas exchange. There was an ATM right there inside the door of CVS. But they didn't want to wait for that. No. I had to be booted off the bus in front of my house. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. If the person's short on change, have a debit reader on your buses so you can at least pay your fare that way. That way I don't have to go through the indignity of being embarrassed. My brother gave me whatever money he had on him so I could do my bus fare. So, yeah. I get off the bus thinking that they had canceled the return trip. Only after I get back, my brother brings me back from getting my shot, right? I get a call saying, the bus is outside of CVS. We'll have to pull away and go on. And I called him back and I said, I'm already gone and done the shot. And I came home. I didn't even wait the 15 minutes for taking my shot. I had to go pick up a card and the money for the Christmas exchange after that. And I just wanted to get home. And I told him, I said, I normally have $350, if not a little over that, so I could cover the fare to get me where I need to be. There's an ATM right there inside the store. If not, there's a bank next door to that. So, yeah. I am so mad. My message to COTA Mainstream, that if you want to keep me as your writer, maybe you should put like debit readers on your buses. You don't have any cash on you? We have one of those things where you can swipe your card through and it'll read your fare. You know, and I felt embarrassed and mortified. The driver kept apologizing, and I said, "What, for doing your job? It's not your fault you can't take me." You know, and I said, "I've never felt so humiliated in all my life." I went to COTA earlier. I want to read it right off their website, what I had written down. And it says, I have been using Project Mainstream since 1995. Never had any real problems over the last couple years until today. I get ready to go to my booster appointment and I didn't have enough cash. So they canceled my rides and boot me off the bus. The driver was sorry and he said it over and over. I got off the bus and my brother, who was there, was able to take me. All because I was a little short on the fare. And I thought they canceled my return trip and the go trip. I am pissed off. It's bad enough to get the trip set up. It is humiliating to be booted from the bus when you have an appointment for a booster. Would they do this to a diabetic or some other person that had an appointment? I am at the point that I don't give a shit whether I get recertified or not. I have not got any answers on my recertification either. My doctor faxed them the papers and still no appointment on my recertification. I was hoping to get that done before Christmas. I'm hoping to be at my sister's before Christmas. I would hate to have that appointment come through and me not be at home. The way I feel right now, I don't care if I'm recertified. The business is lucky that my brother was here at my house to take me. You need to have a way that users can use their credit or debit cards to pay for fares so that riders don't have to go through what I did. I am about done with COTA. You know, it really sucks. And I asked the lady that question. Hello. I've been offline for a while. I've been having computer trouble, and as you know, I'm dealing with my mainstream service bullshit. Yeah, I go to try and get my booster shot for the COVID-19 update. I get out there, I'm waiting on the bus, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They pull up, they get me on the bus, and I'm partially strapped in. I gave them what I thought I had, $350 to give to the bear. And they said I didn't have enough money. I had about $3.30 over 25 cents or under 25 cents. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, I had to set it up through CVS because that's where I get all my medications. And I was partially strapped in on the bus, right? Yeah, the guy said, well, I can't take you. If you don't have the full fare, I cannot take you. And I called my brother and I asked him, I said, do you think you could take me to get my booster? Shouldn't take long. We need to get money anyway for the Christmas exchange for the family. And I got to get the person I'm buying for a card to put whatever I have in there for the Christmas exchange in terms of money. That way the person that I was supposed to buy for could get what she wants with the money. So he's like, okay, I'll bring the walker out. I'll take you over there. I know how hard it is for you to walk, but I'll take you. And I had to go through the indignity of being pulled off the bus. The lady called. I called her back. They said, well, they were waiting outside for you to come out of CVS. And I said, well, I went there. I got my shot, picked up a few things, and then I came right back. My brother brought me and he took me home. And, I wasn't about to wait around for those damn screwballs. Besides, I was set up to have my power chair hold. I ride in my power chair when I leave my house. So I know my ankles aren't very good and my balance isn't very good. So I was set up as a wheelchair user anyway, so why wait for the bus when my brother can't pack it in a fancy car? Excuse me, but that ain't gonna happen. So I'm looking for other alternatives to ride around my city of Columbus. I don't know if I'm going to be recertified, and right now I really don't care. Because I feel as a customer, I was humiliated and embarrassed, and they should have a backup plan on their buses. That is what I'm going to say if they have a public meeting. I've already written a complaint on the Better Business Bureau. And by the way, people, COTA Mainstream, COTA, you could look it up on the internet through the Better Business Bureau. Look up COTA in Columbus on the Better Business Bureau's website. They are not accredited. They've had complaints, not just on the disability service, but we're talking about regular service too. And it's heartbreaking, And I asked the lady when I called him back, I said, I'm already at home, sitting here trying to have lunch. I came home and ordered me some McDonald's. I had rallies last night, and I had McDonald's today. I wasn't going to cook. I was going to come home, and I was going to chill. So I came home. I found out they had called my house phone and said, well, the mainstream buses out here, they were gonna have to pull away. You didn't come out on your pickup time. And I called him back and I said, well, I'm already home. I've been home for the last 20 minutes. And I said, you guys had me get off the bus. So I felt like I was booted. I felt like I was embarrassed and humiliated. Because now my brother's mad because he could have given me extra money. But at the time, I didn't know that. So, yeah, what was I going to do? I wasn't going to wheel all the way up to Main Street out in the middle of fucking Reynoldsburg on pouring rain to get my booster. No. Because I've had enough problems. And yeah, I turned in my recertification papers to the doctor's office on November 21st. A few days before Thanksgiving. So I should have heard something by now by my recertification. So, yeah. COTA, you're a mess. You are a flippin' mess. You don't have the proper buses to transport disabled people. You have another service that is pitch hitting for you. And they've done a tremendous job. Whoever the other company is, they've done a tremendous job. And if I had my way, I would use them. Because they call us the superstars. Because we're just trying to get out there and live our lives. And you're going to punish me because I'm a little bit under the fare payment? Just send me a pay slip and I will gladly send you a check. I will gladly send you a frickin' money order. But let me give you an idea. Try a debit credit card reader to let people pay for their fares that way. That way they don't have to go climbing through their purse to look for their money. My brother's had a lot of things going on. Car repairs, and another brother lost his job. So, yeah. Things are pretty tight around my end right now. So, not my fault. And as to COTA Mainstream, I don't know if I'm going to even show up for the interview. I am that angry. In all the years I've used your service since 1995, I get done that way. Sometimes I overpay to ride your service. If it's $3.50 and I have 4 ones, I just give them the 4 ones. Put it as credit on my account. I felt like I was embarrassed. I felt like I was mortified. The guy had me partially strapped down on the bus. He didn't even put the lift up. I paid my goddamn part of the fare. It was over $3. And he tried to say I didn't have $3. But I did. I had $2.75 plus several dimes and a couple nickels. So, yeah. Shit. Well, I'm not going to worry about nothing happening on Glenn International Airport, but yeah. And, when I talked to them this afternoon, they said, "We did not kick you off the bus, ma'am." And I said, "Well, in my mind, you did. Because the guy had me strapped down. He didn't even put the lift up yet. I had as close to $3.50 as I possibly could get. I thought I had $3.50. My brother went into his pocket, counted out the money himself, and gave it to me the night before. And when I had to get off the bus, he's like, "What?" He says, "You could have asked me to bring out money." And I said, "Well, they didn't want to wait." So, yeah, they were like, "We just canceled your go and your return trip." So, yeah. I said, "I'll just have my brother take me and bring me back." So I'm like, "Oh, I'm done." So John said, "I'll take you. Don't worry about it. I'll take you." I get there and I'm out within maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Because my brother said, "I'll run over to this bank that's next door to here, put in my paycheck while you wait to get your shot." So I thought, okay. He went over there, got his paycheck in, came back, and I had my shot taken. And the guy who gave me my shot said, "Normally I would make you sit here for 15 minutes, but since you're in a hurry and you want to get out of here, just take it easy." And I said, "I got to pick up a gift, a card for Christmas." Said I had to get some stuff for a gift exchange. So I said, "I got to pick up a card and pay for the stuff. So it'll take me a few minutes to walk up to the front." So I got not only the money for the gift exchange, the card to put the money in, I also got me some deodorant, and I got in my brother's car after paying for my shit, and I came home. I ordered me some McDonald's, and I'm ready to call this month a wash. And as I've said, COTA, you really need to tighten up things on your end. I made one mistake by not having enough fare, and yet I got punished for it. So, yeah. "We do this for everybody, ma'am." And I said, "Yeah, even for somebody that's a diabetic or having a visit with the kidney doctor or go for dialysis?" And they said, "Everybody. If you don't have your fare, we don't take you." So, yeah. My advice to you, COTA Mainstream, put card readers on your buses. That way people could just swipe their card, wait 5 or 10 seconds before you allow them to go back there to sit so that nobody else swipes in on your card. Huh? Can you do that? And it would save me the humiliation and embarrassment of being put off the bus on my own driveway. But then again, I don't think I'll ever use COTA right now. I'm just looking forward to seeing my sister on Christmas, and I'll go from there. I'll use some other form of transportation if need be. I'm just so done with this year. It is not even funny. So, there you have it, ladies and gents. Connor, I'll talk to you again another day. It's good to see you. I'm sorry I've neglected my duties over here, but I've had a lot of things going on. My computer giving me trouble, and my brother, Jerry, losing his job, and my recent health struggles. So, yeah. So, hopefully, this new booster doesn't cause me any trouble. So far, I haven't had any pain. It didn't hurt to get the jab. And I'm glad I did it because I'm doing it to protect my family. And I have a niece to look out for. So, yeah. A lot of people don't like how COVID is like the new normal. But I'm just doing my part to make sure that my family's okay and that the people around me out in public are okay. Whether you guys get the shot or not, that's up to you. But I do it because it's the right thing to do. And COTA, you need to learn that lesson. You need to learn that lesson. I live in a neighborhood that's somewhat near a bus terminal, but some of my sidewalks are very crooked. The weather can stink at particular times of the year, whether it's heavy rain or freezing cold or a lot of snow. But I'll let you guys know how this COTA thing plays out because I told them they will hear from me. And the lady reminded me that the call was being recorded. I said, I know that. Every business transaction I made with you guys is recorded. So, yeah. And like I said, I don't even care if I'm even recertified. I haven't heard anything since the 21st anyhow. So who knows if they got the facts of my papers along with the doctor's notes. So, yeah. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not holding my breath on COTA's end, so, yeah. They're partially at fault, too. I'm at fault because I didn't have enough in the way of the fare. But they should have a backup plan in case something like that should happen. And that means a credit card reader. There are a lot of businesses that do that. They have like this little doohickey that you can hook to your phone. They even had these little readers set up on the bus at one point on their older model buses. But then one day they weren't on the buses anymore. I guess they weren't going to use them. So that's a bit of a shot in the foot for COTA. And I hope COTA sees this video. I want them to see it for what it is. And if anybody else has had problems using the Project Mainstream buses in Columbus, please put your comments below. I want to hear your horror stories. I have got one other doozy that I could talk about, but I'm not going to do that because it was back in 2007, 2008, New Year's weekend. But if you want to hear about it, I'll gladly talk about it on this platform again in the future. Right now, all I want to do is just sign off and get in my bed and relax. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and let me know what you're going to do for Christmas. I hope to be back on sometime after the first of the new year. And to my friend Connor, thank you for coming back by. I haven't forgot about you. I've been doing a Sesame channel and some other places online, and plus taking care of my health over the last year or so. So, yeah. And Dakota, get your shit together, or you're going to end up losing customers. And from what I hear, you're still getting a lot of complaints about how you run your regular service. About some guy losing his wallet and how some of your people are not being honest. That kind of scares me a little bit. So, yeah. You need to get your end tightened up a bit. So, yeah. I am a very dissatisfied customer right now. And if I don't hear anything about the recertification, I'll just use another mode of transportation. even if I have to pay for a taxi or an Uber or a Lyft. Have a good evening, everybody, and I'll talk to you again really soon. Maybe I'll try and do a stream before Christmas. It'll probably be sometime around the 20th or the 21st. So I'll talk to you guys then. Bye.